Hello. Hi. Good morning, everyone. So my name is Ruby. I am 37 years old and I am based here in Dallas, Texas. And I'm starting this blog. Actually, I had this channel maybe less than a year back. It had a different content during that time. It was meant to showcase my travel and adventures, but I have gotten busy, so I didn't really get the chance to update it. So this time, it's still gonna be a journey, but it's a different kind of journey. So it's all about my cancer diary and journey. You know, my how I am going to beat this disease called cancer. So, just to start, just a little bit of myself. I am a single mother of three adorable children, ages 15, 10, and 7. They're all taller than me, by the way. um, so I work as a psychiatric and mental health nurse practitioner for the last almost 4 years now. So I work both in inpatient, outpatient, and partial hospitalization program. So I get to have the best of three worlds, and I love, 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 love my job. So a lot of people will make a comment like, "Are you crazy?" or like it's something I can't imagine doing in my whole life. Then I just like tell them a joke like, it takes one to know one, so I guess that's why like I'm perfect for I'd say I'm perfect for this job. So I've been with the same boss and company for the last 4 years. Very awesome, very great. And I do live with my mother and my three children and our cute little dog, Caleb. He's not little anymore. And my grandma is visiting here in the States from the Philippines, where I originally came from. I was born and raised there until I was 24th and moved here in 2007. And then my boyfriend Robert, my awesome boyfriend Robert, comes and stay as well. So my hobbies include traveling. Like love to travel. It's even so funny because even before I signed my contract with my boss, I said, "All right, one thing before I sign it, if don't mess with my travel plans." That's all I can say. I'm not gonna ask for anything, but don't mess with my travel plans. And he's like, "Okay, you got it." And since then, I have traveled to 21 beautiful countries around the world. And my goal is to visit all 50 states. I have gone to um, 38. I have 12 more states to go and visit. So that's very exciting. I'm getting close. And right now, I enjoy headscarfing. I do write, I do blog. Of course, I do fun stuff with my kids. Like we do fun runs. We just went to a bubble run not too long ago, and it was fun. Just little events being done in around Dallas Fort Worth area. So we go, we watch movies and all that good stuff. So like I really thought like my life was perfect. You know, my health was in perfect condition. Not until early August. Well, on July 4th, I went and took my three kids on a Southeast Asian epic adventure. We left United States on July 4th and we came back on July 26th, and I came back to work on July 28th. So everything was great. Everything was perfect the way I planned the whole entire trip. That whole entire trip. We did a lot of fun stuff together. We volunteered for this cause that I've been volunteering in the last 3 years. And we hiked, we chased waterfalls, we did canyoneering, we did spelunking, rock climbing, zip lining. I mountain climbing. I did mountain climbing, like long ones, which I didn't take the kids because I don't think it was safe for me to take them. And I swam with whale sharks, which was very fun. And then we did a lot of island hopping in my home country, the Philippines. So we did a whole lot of fun stuff together, and my kids really enjoyed it. And then on our way back here in the United States, we stopped by Japan, mostly in the Tokyo area, for a 3-day vacation, and we did have fun as well. We enjoyed touring the city with our kimono attires, but and coming back here in the States, in the first, I would say in the next a week or so, I've been having this dry cough for like the longest time I can imagine. If you notice, I do still have that. Like, and I guess like 2 weeks before leaving for the Philippines, I was having night sweats and generalized itching, which I would take Benadryl for. I think I would say it lasted for like a week, and then they went away. So I said, okay, whatever. And then coming back from our vacation, I did have severe and ridiculous fatigue. Like, I'm so tired. Like, there's nothing I can do that could take it away. Sleeping doesn't help. So, and then I was having black spells, like when I suddenly move, and I would see like black spells, and I was like, oh, this weird. But like, I'm not really a whiner, and I guess that's bad, being in the medical field. Like, you don't like seeing, you've been working at the hospital like most of your life, so you don't really want to see, and we work with doctors, so you really don't want to go see one. But after that, I usually do spinal adjustments, chiropractor. So I've been having like mild back pain. But then around August 24th, I went to this place called Deep Ellum in Dallas, Texas, where you bars and restaurants, and I love watching people. And so I noticed like every few steps I like have to catch my breath. So that's like weird and very concerning at that point for me. So finally, I'm like, I really think I need to see my primary care physician. So I went ahead and make an appointment. That was on a Monday. That was on August 26th. And then he did routine blood work. He pretty much like asked me, okay, what test do you want me to add? Whatever, CBC, CMP, lipid panel, TSH, T3, T4, vitamin D, vitamin B12, and all that kind of test. And then I called the office, and the medical assistant said that I need to speak with the doctor. So I made an appointment for Friday. Well, that Thursday night, I started having severe chest and back pain, which actually I never had in my entire life. And it actually woke me up at 2:30 in the morning, despite of already taking NyQuil. So for me, that's something. So I met him on a Friday again. And then he went over the blood test, and he's like, well, everything really look okay, a little bit off, but nothing too concerning other than your elevated platelet, which I had, which my platelet had been in the last, how many years? 5 years, since 2014. And then they would always have me come back in a month to retest for platelet, and they always come back. It's either like close to normal range on the high side or within normal range. So um, and then he said, yeah, your platelet is high again. And remember what I said last year. I wanted to refer you to a hematologist. And then, so other than that, he said everything is okay. Then I then mentioned, hey, I had severe back pain and severe chest pain last night, which I never had in my whole life. So could you please do an EKG and chest x-ray? And so he complied. And then he's like, I listened to you on Monday, right? Everything is okay. Let me listen to you, real quick and whatever. And then he's like, well, why are you tachycardic? I said, yeah, exactly. Because I have a smartwatch and I could see my heart rate like up elevated. So, and then he hooked me up to an EKG machine. And through that, I was sinus tachycardia. And then he's like, okay, let's do x-ray. So we did. And then after the x-ray, he came out and said, hey, Ruby, come on in and take a look at this. He knows I'm a nurse. So he said, take a look. And then he was like showing me the spot right here I don't really like. So I would like for you to go to the closest ER. And then that time it was a Friday, and it was a long Friday weekend. Labor Day holiday weekend. So I said, hey, please, doctor, can I just do it on Tuesday? And he said, no, ma'am, you have to go now. And when I say now, it's actually like now, because that was around 4:30 at that time. I said, well, I need to make arrangement with my kids. And then he's like, yes, but I would like for you to be at the hospital before 6 p.m. at the latest, because I would like to talk to one doctor only and give report to one doctor only. So, but anyway, so to cut the long story short, I went. And then and so obviously at the triage, the ER, so why are you here for? And my doctor sent me in for CT of the chest with contrast. So they draw some blood, they hooked me up to an IV, and then the ER doctor came in and have a little chit chat with me and said, when all my blood work came back, they just want to see my kidney function if it's if it's normal. So through that, it was normal. So they sent me to do the CT of the chest. So it was actually really overwhelming to be in that machine. I had MRI for migraine maybe 8 years back, but it was still overwhelming to be inside that machine. I don't know, I guess it's deep in me. I felt really there was something wrong. So right after CT of the CT scan, they put me back on one of the ER bay. And so after a few minutes, the doctor came and he's like, I am so sorry. Like, I am so sorry. I'm very sorry. And I was like, okay, is that what are you going to say? I'm so sorry. And then I said, so what's going on? And then he's like, and I hate like to be the one telling patients, like the especially patient like you, but we found a quite concerning size of a lymphoma in your chest, and I've already called them oncologist, an interventional radiologist, and all of us both agreed that we can't send you home. We're gonna be admitting you for further workup. And I just lost it there. And then I cried and I said, it's a stupid question. Like, I was by myself during this time. It's a stupid question asking the doctor, how long do I have? I'm like, okay, you're a nurse. it's not the question you should be asking a doctor. And then so he was like, I was so confused. And I was like a real shocker. I'm an outgoing person. Like, I hike like 12 miles one way in a Havasupai region in Arizona. I rappelled and I did canyoneering, water tubing, river tubing, white rafting, whatever you call it, in Costa Rica. And we did cenote chasing in Mexico, and we did a lot of stuff during our 5-day country hopping in Europe. So I'm like, I cannot be having this. I'm healthy, and I just went and hiked and climbed up mountains, and I really felt nothing wrong until this last few weeks. So anyway, so yeah, it was very overwhelming. Like I really felt my face, my entire body like went numb, and I felt like cold and hot at the same time. And then the nurse was like, "Is there anyone we can call for you? We noticed you're just by yourself." And I said, "No, I'll be okay." And then I keep asking the doctor, "So how long do I have?" And he kept laughing. He said, "We need to do a biopsy to be able to get to that point. But for now, we're going to admit you. We're going to do a lot of blood work. And the oncologist will come by in the morning to talk to you. And, we'll go from there." But anyway, so that was it. But it was very, very overwhelming, to say the least. So looks like it's 16 minutes going on 17. This is just first part of my story, and I'm actually starting this YouTubing, this blogging, to serve as an inspiration to a lot of women out there suffering from Hodgkin lymphoma or non-Hodgkin or breast cancer or any type of cancers, just to empower them, encourage them, and just know that someone out there in this world, tiny as me, who's going through the same thing like they are going, and just that feeling that they are not alone. So I guess I will see you guys later, alligator. So next story soon. Bye.